Our next match saw the Canadian Alex Pagulayan against the man from New Zealand who was a bit overawed by the star company he was keeping, a man by the name of Ceri Worts. Here's the drama.
Great break-off from Pagulayan. Killed the white ball in the middle of the table there. It's all about that cue ball control. That white ball stopped dead. What a break.
Brilliant break from...
What a break.
The dynamite kid, who is sitting at the moment on 4 points in the league. Ceri Worts has so far not got any points. He's had one game, he lost 5-2 to Stefan Cohen of France. But the killer Pixie has knocked down 2 goblins.
Unfortunately, with such a good break, it should usually make the rack an easy run out, but bizarrely, in some ways,
push-out called.
The 2 ball's gone safe. He's decided on a push-out. And for anybody new to this game, new to this particular sport, after the break-off, whoever's turn it is, whether it's the opposing player or you still at the table, if you don't like the situation and you don't want to play the shot, you can play a push-out. And now Ceri Worts comes to the table. He can now choose whether to play the shot himself or put Alex Pagulayan in. And he only just moved that ball a fraction of an inch there. And it's a strange
See the logic
situation.
in that little tickle up there?
I think he doesn't want to play the shot, so he's hoping that Ceri Worts will play the shot. I think that's all I can assume why he just hit it two sort of inches up the table. He nearly regretted it if the 9 ball went in the pocket.
Please.
Absolutely.
I think Pagulayan can get through to that too.
Clear shot in the blue 2. Remember the rules. You have to go for the low ball. In this case, the blue 2 proceed through the balls. But if at any point you see a combination shot, it's a plant or a cannon involved in the low ball, ideally the 9 after it, you can win the game in one fell swoop or just proceed to a higher ball.
And you can see the balls at the bottom of the screen, the order of the balls left on the table. And they don't necessarily run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sometimes the ball's potted out of sequence. As you can see, 3 and the 5 is next.
So at the moment, the guy in the comfort zone, although Steve will explain later, comfort zones are a bit dodgy in this league system. There's 16 leagues with 8 players. He's in the top 4, and propping up the league at the moment is his opponent, Worts.
Yes, and we looked at that league earlier on, and there are a few players still on 0 points. And in the past, the situation has been that sometimes 3 matches has got you through, 3 wins has got you through out of your 7 matches. And most players are thinking, oh, 4 wins does definitely get you through. But if there's an imbalance in the group with a few weaker players, sometimes 4 wins hasn't been enough. So it'll be interesting to see how this group pans out on Judgment Day on Tuesday.
When 64 get on their bikes or other transport. Talking about transport, Killer Pixie off with a very simple 9 ball. From NZ, Ceri, 28.
Like
he is actually the was champion in 2009 ball and was runner-up this year in the New Zealand 9 ball championships.
He looks quite an industrious player, getting on with it, but that's lost a bit of control on the 4 ball. Can he get through? The next ball is the green 6. Tricky.
Played that very confidently in the middle pocket, which the angle is very acute from there.
Very strange style, Sid, if you notice. I mean, he sort of plays like some of the old billiard players used to play, with an upright stance. His head well above the cue. Never really gets down to the shot as much as even the pool players play. Oh, knocked that one in nicely.
No trouble with the extra thin cut.
Bit unlucky there, but still got possibilities for the 7. If he can't roll it into the corner, a trickier cut into the side.
Well, he's addressing it, seems to be going long. Should be all right for position to come bottom left with the black, and that gives him what, just a little bit of topspin, bring through for the 9.
I think perhaps just stun across the table. He overhit that a bit, but then the match table is a bit faster than he's playing this with topspin. This is a that wasn't really hit properly. He wasn't really on the 9 either.
Why did you suggest draw rather than topspin there?
Well, not draw, just sort of a bit of backspin just to kill the white ball. Where he played it, sometimes it's easier to play a shot with screw back, especially if it's a difficult shot. He lost a bit of position the shot before, and there you notice where the cue ball is now. He wasn't really on the 9.
Heart of the pocket. This should be very simple. Tap in, even though it's near the cushion. So Pagulayan from the Philippines, but now very much Canadian, wants this for 2-zip.
And now Ceri Worts has, well, a clearance with some work to do, and we'll see now what type of 9-ball player he is by how easily he can clear these balls. This wouldn't be a problem to a top player, but as we know, Ceri's not a top player, but he's obviously a decent player. So
and what do you see is his hardest task, given the lie of the balls?
Well, it's pink 4 to orange 5, and then back to green 6. That's where the nightmares could start. And there's a nightmare in itself.
Wanted to be, what, another foot over the table if he was going up that side?
Well, yeah, up that side is, in a way, because the 5 is closer to the left-hand pocket as we look, it would have been nicer to have perhaps been over the other side of the table. Nothing wrong with doing it the way he did, but a bit more critical to get on that ball.
You'd expect him to pot it there. Oh.
Played a safety shot. He needs a bit more pace on that cue ball, and he's not left it tight on the cushion, so no problems for Pagulayan to pot this. And he was a little bit out there, perhaps with the cushion angles, and Alex has come a bit awkward, but I expect him to cut this in with a bit of massage, swerve the ball round for the 7. Clever shot.
So how does he get to good position on the black?
Just a normal roll through, I would think. It's probably the order of the day here. Nothing much to do with the balls. And also, probably, well, if it was me, I would be feeling quite comfortable about this match. I don't think he's going to get any problems in this game.
So simple drift shot now to the wide side of the 9. Looking very comfy for Pagulayan. This for 3-zip on the main table. 3-zip in the favour of Alex Pagulayan. Chinese Taipei, hotbed of the game. As Alex takes the long blue 2. Croatia, the Czech Republic, England, Finland. Yes, fastest growing billiard sport on the planet.
Well, now all of a sudden, here's a much better and clear-cut chance. 4 back out into the open for the 5, 6 and 7 close together, 8 near the 9. Well, he really should make the most of this.
Tickles this in. Simple draw shot to land straight, but that won't worry him on the brown. Just puts a bit of check side on that one. And
bit of work to do, but a couple of options, and he could be home and dry here. Round the back of the 9 or screw it. He doesn't seem to prefer the screw shot. Ooh, across the face of it. Took a chance. He's okay.
That's right. The 9 felt the wind of the white there. He's for his first chalk then. Confirming, New Zealand effects back. 3-1.
Clever shot if it goes in. Oh, that was close.
Not far off.
But great. All of a sudden he's got a great snooker. And were this to go wrong for Pagulayan, the racks would be 3-2. Very close.
Alex goes for the gimmick stick, as Earl Strickland chooses to call it.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is a bit of a jump. Look how close that the 7 ball is to the... Wow, how is he going to jump it quick enough?
He gets this elevation and gets a clean contact. Whoa!
Foul shot.
Well...
Hold hand.
Try to hit Chaz, our cameraman there, who would have taken a big heavy knock there with that ball. Would have done Chaz any good. Well, as you can see, in attempting to jump up in the air so quickly, he had so much elevation on the cue that he couldn't really control the cue ball from jumping off the table. The only way would have been if he'd have caught the 1 ball full in the face. But here's the 1-9 combination, and it's all over.
Off the wall, yeah, pegs back to 3-2. So he's not looking a bad bet for maybe getting some points here, the New Zealand lad.
Well, look at that, just a nice 1-9 combination. How cruel a game is this? And this is where the quality players make a get out like this look easy. Well, you can commentate on that one, Sid, because I haven't got a clue.
Well, there you go. I think he's just had a rush of blood. His last jump shot, as you see, was far too powerful. Took the ball halfway to Newport. And this is one of the clumsiest shots you'll see, because to go in off from that situation is not very clever.
Well, here's a situation where he's playing a guy he knows he should beat. He's decided that it's a tricky out, so he'll play safe instead of risking to get out amongst the balls. And in doing so, has played a sloppy shot. He would never have not gone for that 1 ball, unless he couldn't see it. I'm sure he could see it. He would have always have gone for that 1 ball against another respected player. But he was thinking, if I play a good safety shot, Ceri Worts will hang himself and I'll get in easily. But it's gone wrong, it's backfired.
But it's also in the same cast of mind, the man who got the jump stick out earlier when you said he wouldn't have done this against a top guy.
Well, I'm not sure, I'm just asking the questions. You know, when you're playing against a player you know you're expected to beat, sometimes it alters your thinking process, and your shot selection is so important at 9-ball pool. Alex Pagulayan has now gone flat in this game. He had it in the grasp of his hand like 5-0, looked, and all of a sudden now he's thinking, what have I done? Why have I messed this up?
Yep, normally got as much energy as a jumping bean as his opponent. Ceri Worts of New Zealand just goes to his task.
Well,
and it's all table time, it's all potting practice, and he's bottom of the league at the moment. But he's gaining confidence all the way.
He's a bit nervous. He's got to hold himself together to knock these in, and he's got a chance. Oh, I knew he was a bit nervous. Has he got away with it? That's the 2nd ball into that pocket. He's hit thick. Oh, you can see it. This is a bit out of the experience of this gentleman, and I'm sure it's going to do him a lot of good to play in it, and he'll go back to New Zealand a stronger player. Just a little bit of bridge movement possibly there, but you never know. Just because you miss a shot, sometimes you don't always get punished. Pagulayan obligated to play the bank shot.
And that's gonna stick up.
It's gonna stick up, and well, he gets a 2nd bite. Will he be able to make it into a rack winner? A straightforward screw back with control, bit of power with control. Too much there, far too much, and it's sneaked behind the 9-ball. A disaster on a pool table.
Put that down to nerve.
Well, I put that down to just not playing on television conditions where there is absolutely no moisture in the cloth, and any backspin is exaggerated. Not necessarily nerves, just sort of perhaps knowing full well that perhaps just to underhit it a bit more than you would do in your local club. So he's got to kick out here. 2 cushions, try and kick out. Oh, you should probably go 2. Well, he can go this way. Well, he did go 2 cushions, but unfortunately, looks like 4-2 to Pagulayan, who I don't think will make the mistake.
Well, Pagulayan's mum took him from the Philippines to Toronto, so he get a better education. I think he lasted in school about 4 months before he found the pool hall.
He's left himself a bit straight on that. Once again, he's now got to try and draw. Well, this is very difficult. He can't necessarily draw back straight off the 8 because he could screw back and hit going off or hit the bump of the middle pocket. He wanted to be much more in the middle of the table so he could pot the 8 ball and come back across to the right-hand side of the table. Now he's left himself... Well, it's awkward. I mean, he wants to get back. I think he'll probably be able to screw back past... I don't know.
Well, I think we're going to change his name for this one to Wimp Pixie rather than Killer Pixie. He is expected to really star in these championships.
Great shot. Great recovery shot there from Pagulayan. He won't be happy with what's happened there. He'll feel as if he's not been in control of the cue ball, but looks like he's got a 4-2 lead.
So Pagulayan needs just 1 rack now to take his points total in the group to 6. Ceri Worts trying to open his account, having lost his previous match to Cohen of France.
Foul shot.
Well,
Ball in hand.
That's 1 foul. There is no real advantage I can see to Pagulayan trying to pot a ball. And as you can see, misjudged the pace of that or the direction, whichever way. Shouldn't have done it anywhere near that pocket. Now, what does come into play is the 3 fouls rule. And that's what Pagulayan will be trying to do, to play 3 fouls on Ceri Worts.
There's 3 fouls and the rack is 4 feet.
Consecutive fouls, and an amazing rule, very clever rule as well, that the game can become quite tactical when the balls are tied up. Ceri Worts has to somehow escape from this position, hit the 3 ball. He can't really hit the 9 ball out into the open, then Pagulayan can go game and match. So somehow he's got to hit the 3 ball without disturbing that 9 and 7. This is tough. This is really tough. I mean, I've got a telestrator next to me, Sid, but I just refuse to use it because I really, at the moment, can't guarantee a route myself. Across the face of the 8 ball.
Forget Dangerous Davis, there's Honest Davis, saying he hasn't got a clue of the exact path. This is a foul.
Well, it was a great
Ball in
shot.
hand.
He's now on 2
Second
fouls.
consecutive foul.
And he's been warned. If Pagulayan can extricate 1 foul on Ceri Worts, he has won the match.
Here he goes again, going
exactly
in just the position
situation.
for it.
This game is really hanging in the balance for Ceri Worts now. It's a sad situation to see it happen, but it's very much the part of the game. Now he's got the ball tight on that left-hand cushion, which stops Ceri Worts coming off the side cushion and playing with side. He's got the 8 ball acting as a buffer. Well, he's got to be odds against. I wouldn't like to see the situation if you were laying a price on this.
So here you go. If this white doesn't make contact with the red 3, Pagulayan wins the match 5-2. Care to draw the line?
The same angles as before, but now that the 8 ball has moved, it may make it a bit easier, but it's just a judgment shot. It really is tough. This is a great effort. What a great shot. What a fantastic shot to stay in the game. Congratulations, Ceri Worts. And Pagulayan smiles and taps the table. Well done, mate.
Yeah, well, here's the line that Steve wouldn't draw, but thought he might have had a better chance. No black block in the track this time. And just watch how absolutely exquisite feather touch this is.
What a great shot that was.
Hardly moved the
Well
red,
done.
and Alex appreciates it.
And all of a sudden, Pagulayan smashes the balls around the table and somehow, I don't know how, has got this 3 ball in the middle pocket.
Rhymes with Cook.
Well, that's a bit of a cruel thing to happen. And now he's got the balls at his mercy, and regardless of Ceri Worts' magnificent effort to get out of that shot, it looks all over. So he's got to be careful he's not going to reach over and touch that with his clothing.
Well, just like Noddy, the Killer Pixie is ending with his bells jingling a bit. And the New Zealander showed us a bit of what he was made of. But this looks like it's going to, I'm not going to say solidify or cement Pagulayan's place in the group, but he stays high in the top four of the league.
Yes, and this group is going to be a race, it would appear, between 5 or 6 players for those 4 places. And that's going to make for a frantic last day's play as Pagulayan knocks the 9 ball in, shakes hand with Ceri Worts. Pagulayan, another match on the match table and a successful conversion.